What if I told you a story so disturbing it became the inspiration for the final chapter of the Conjuring saga? Last Rites, coming this September, isn't just another Hollywood ghost story. It's rooted in a haunting so relentless that even seasoned investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were shaken to their core.
There's something in this home which has the intelligence to inflict physical and psychological harm upon this family.
For over a decade, one Pennsylvania family claimed their home was under siege not by one spirit, but by something far darker. Shadows that moved against the walls, sounds that had no source, nights filled with dread. The Warrens would later call it one of the most violent cases of their career, a haunting that tested not only their faith but their sanity. And that's the story The Conjuring Last Rites dares to resurrect. Jack and Janet Smurl settled into their modest duplex in West Pittston, Pennsylvania in the early 1970s. What began as an ordinary family life with Jack and Janet raising their children and Jack's parents living in the adjoining unit soon turned into a relentless nightmare. The house, once a place of comfort, became a crucible of unexplained terror. It started with small incidents. Mysterious odors like sulfur wafting through the halls, cold spots so chilling they made the hairs on their skin stand on end, lights flickering without cause. But soon, the supernatural turned violent. Their German shepherd, Simon, was thrown across the room by an unseen force. Objects flew with lethal intent. The family's daughters were pushed downstairs, and worst of all, Jack Smurl endured an unthinkable violation. He claimed that a demon had essayed him in his own home. These weren't the ramblings of fearful minds. The Smurls sought help, desperately reaching out to anyone who could intervene. Local clergy tried prayers and blessings but found no relief. The family's suffering grew worse, their nights filled with terror beyond human comprehension. Enter Ed and Lorraine Warren, the legendary paranormal investigators whose names have become synonymous with some of America's most notorious hauntings. Ed Warren was a self-taught demonologist, and Lorraine claimed to be a clairvoyant and medium. Together, they dedicated their lives to battling evil forces, their cases inspiring Hollywood classics like the Conjuring series, Annabelle, and The Nun. By 1986, the Warrens were already seasoned veterans of the paranormal battlefield. When the Smurls' desperate pleas reached them, Ed and Lorraine traveled to West Pittston to witness the horrors firsthand. What they found was beyond disturbing. The Warrens reported that the Smurl home was not merely haunted but possessed by multiple entities. They identified 4 distinct spirits: an elderly woman, a young girl with violent tendencies, a man who had died in the house, and most terrifyingly of all, a powerful demon that seemed to orchestrate the chaos. Despite attempts to banish the entities with holy water and oil, the malevolent forces fought back with vicious intensity. The Smurl family's ordeal became a public spectacle. After 2 unsuccessful exorcisms, they spoke out on television shows like Larry King Live and Entertainment Tonight, hoping to find more help and raise awareness of their plight. Their story was covered widely in the media, stirring a mix of skepticism and fascination across the country. With the Warrens' involvement, the haunting received renewed attention. The paranormal investigators believed the demon was using the other spirits as puppets to wear down the Smurls emotionally and physically. Despite exhaustive efforts, the demon was not expelled by the Warrens themselves. Instead, it was a local pastor, Reverend Joseph Adonisio, who reportedly conducted a final intense prayer ritual that purged the foul presence from the home. Yet, the Smurls never fully escaped the shadows. Janet Smurl admitted that even years later, she could hear knocking and see fleeting shadows in their former home. By 1988, the family had moved to a new town, but the haunting left an indelible mark on their lives. Jack Smurl passed away in 2017, but the family's story lives on. His daughter Karen now works as a paranormal investigator herself, dedicating her life to helping others facing similar nightmares. So how does this all tie into The Conjuring Last Rites? The film, set for release in September 2025, is officially based on the Smurl family's haunting and the Warrens' investigation. This isn't just random spooky story pulled from folklore. It's rooted deeply in documented events, interviews, and testimonies from those who lived it. Executive producer Peter Safran has said this case has percolated in their minds since the beginning of the Conjuring franchise because it's one of the more Googleable and well-documented hauntings. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga reprised their roles as Ed and Lorraine Warren, bringing to life the tension, fear, and relentless determination that defined their decades-long fight against the supernatural. The narrative focuses on the Warrens' contemplation of retirement, only to be pulled back into one last harrowing exorcism that tests everything they've believed in. The filmmakers have emphasized that while Last Rites takes creative liberties to enhance the drama, as all good horror movies do, the foundation of the story remains faithful to the Smurls' terrifying experiences. As we anticipate The Conjuring: Last Rites, it's worth remembering that the film is more than just another horror sequel. Whether you believe in demons or dismiss the story as myth, the Smurl haunting remains one of the most documented and disturbing accounts of supernatural terror, and this upcoming movie invites all of us to confront that fear, to peer into the abyss where true evil once roamed free. Because sometimes the scariest stories are the ones rooted in reality, and the Smurl family's nightmare is far from over.
I thought that these type things only happen in movies.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.